Well, hello, General Hospital Daily Recap fans. Today's daily recap is for Thursday, July the 20th, 2023. Thursday, July the 20th. Well, let's see. We did have some action. There's some movement going on in GH land. I'm going to get all the little minor stuff out the way first. Sam ends up doing what I said, makes those girls talk to each other. Sam got a call that Cody was stabbed. So she's rushing to GH and she said, look, let me tell you something. You guys stay here. You guys talk it out. Because she made them start talking before she left, before she got her phone call. And she said on her way out, let me tell you something. I've got vodka in there and I've got mint chocolate chip ice cream. You guys take your pick. That was funny. Like, look, you're going to either drive each other to drink or celebrate with some ice cream or drown your sorrows in some ice cream or drown your sorrows in that vodka. Who cares? Right? So now the next deal, Curtis wakes up. He talks to Trina. You know, he wants to talk to Trina. So she's happy. Portia's really trying to still get at Spencer. But TJ comes up and Portia couldn't be obvious. So she had to talk to TJ. And then Trina, after Curtis talks to her, he said he wanted to see Portia. So she goes out to get her mother. Marshall's still in the room. So that gave Trina a chance to go straight to Spencer, right? And Portia just looked, but she wanted to get in to see Curtis, right? So Spencer and Trina, you know, they walk and they talk and you know what? I have noticed that. They're not lovey-dovey, kissy-kissy like they used to be. Yes, he'll hug her, he'll comfort her, you know, but the look that she used to have in her eye, you know, that look of, hey, I miss you, man, or hey, I love you. Neither one of them are giving each other that look anymore, you know, and I'm thinking, yeah, I see. We've got a little cooling off there, right? But anyway, they talk and he said, you know, he's there for her. And he was saying some of the things Portia said, you know, am I making your life worse? Because she said, what were you and my mom talking about? And he really didn't say, but I would have ratted Portia out like there was no tomorrow. Spencer has no loyalties for Portia. She has none for him. I wouldn't dog out Trina's mother, but Trina point blank said, what were you talking about? I would say, exactly what Portia was talking to me about. And I was saying, as a matter of fact, every time she talks to me alone, she tells me to leave you. Yeah, Portia, dying, Spencer. So anyway, Esme, the phone rings and Spencer's phone rings. And Trina says, you better answer that. He goes, no, I'm spending time with you. This is your time. So she goes, it might be about your brother. See, Trina does that all the time. She's the one saying, no, answer it, no, go. And then she's butthurt when he does. Because he goes, no, I mean, it could, whatever it is, it could wait, right? So he answers it and it's Esme. Now, Esme, I'm going to get to Esme actually in a few minutes. But Esme had a question, and I'll get back to that question. But Spencer pretty much dismissed her. Said, I don't have time for this right now. And he gets right back to Trina. Okay, so I see them slowly breaking up. I really, really do. So now what else do we have? We have, this was pretty good. I guess they decided to double date. Ava Austin, Nina Sunny. Sunny's kind of grilling Austin. And Nina keeps interrupting what Sunny means to say. No, Sunny said what he meant to say. Ava knew what Sunny meant to say. Austin knew what Sunny meant to say. They didn't need Nina trying to sweeten it up because Sunny just looking. You know, Ava, I don't have nothing to say about who Ava's seeing. Not at all. That's Ava's business. But I have everything to say about the man Ava's going to be bringing around Avery. And I want a chance to get to know you. And Austin's like, oh, well, that's understandable. Yeah, Austin, it's understandable, right? Well, remember there was a guy that got shot with a gunshot wound and Austin patched him up? Well, he's back. And he comes in, you know, Dr. Holt, Gatlin Holt, I need to speak to you. And he goes, well, I'm sorry, now's not a good time. He goes, no, I was one of your patients in the ER. And now, no, we're going to talk. Or it's, something to that effect. And Sonny was kind of like, well, that's interesting, the way he's demanding that, right? And Ava's looking like, oh no. And he goes, well, listen, you can contact me at the hospital. He goes, no, now, or you're going to have a bigger problem. Oh, okay. Come on, how's everything going? You having any health issues? Yeah, he tried to flip the switch, right? And so Ava goes, oh, yeah, people are all, you men are all in demand. Austin always has patients in demand, and Sonny, you're in demand, for your business. Or Ava or Nina may have said it, Sonny, you're in demand for your business. And Sonny's just looking like, he said, yeah, but that didn't seem like no patient doctor conversation, right? So they go out back, and this guy says, look, I have been trying to get a hold of your cousin, Mason, and he's been dodging me. Mason owes me money. And so Austin said, that has nothing to do with me. He goes, Mason, I know Mason. He always pays his debt. He goes, oh, no. I got paid for the hospital situation, right? I got paid for that. But it's the other situation that I didn't get paid for. And Austin goes, no. I don't want to hear nothing about it. I'm not into any of that. So don't even say it. And he goes, and he grabs Austin's arm, and he says, let me tell you something. You and I both know you and your cousin are in on this together. And see, we know exactly what they're talking about. Nicholas's body being moved. Austin called Mason. Mason called him. He's probably the guy that actually did the lifting, because Mason don't look like the type that's going to lift the body that's unconscious, right? And the guy never got paid. So Sonny steps out the shot. Is there a problem here? Got a problem with my friend? And he lets Austin go, lets his arm go, and he goes, no, no. And Austin said, no, ain't no problem here, Sonny. No, there is no problem. Just a little medical, conversation or misunderstanding that had to happen. And Sonny said, good, because you know what? You mess with my friend, you mess with me. He said, do you know who I am? And the guy goes, yes, Mr. Corinthos. He says, okay, good. Then I'm nice. I'm a real nice guy until you cross me. Now get out of here. Yes, Mr. Corinthos. And he leaves. And he looks at Austin, and he does that like, So next scene, they're inside talking, and I forget, some little small talk, and Sonny says, yeah, well, one of them said, fancy, that we actually double dated. And Sonny said, well, I wanted to learn more about the good doctor. He says, and I'm getting to know you better and better, or more and more, or I'm getting to know more about you. And Sonny replays what the guy said to Austin in the alley about Austin and his cousin being in on it, right? So Sonny now knows, and Sonny gives that typical, like, kill you. I'm gonna kill you. So Sonny's like, okay, now I'm gonna have to find out what's happening here. See, because Ava's putting this guy in proximity, and this guy is the guy that happened to have found my daughter in the park. Okay. That's going to be pretty doggone good, right? So now we have, oh, this part, Esme, she goes to Pentonville to see Heather. But Silas walks up. Cyrus walks up, sits down, introduced himself, says, oh, him and her had a lot alike. You know, people, he's turned over a new leaf too. And people, it's hard for them to forgive you and blah, blah, blah. And he's finally, she goes, but who are you? He goes, oh, your son, your little baby Ace, your son is family to me. And she goes, oh, you're a Cassadine? Oh, she's getting ready to book. He goes, no, I am not a Cassadine. He said, the dealings, my misdeeds don't compare. They pale in comparison to Cassadine misdeeds. And I'm thinking, do they really? I think they're kind of a tie. Seriously, I think they're neck and neck. Both of y'all kill people. You and Victor, neck and neck, right? But I kind of think Cyrus would have been more lethal if out free, out in the open, he could have taken Victor down in royal fashion, right? I honestly believe that. So he ends up telling, no, I'm not related to a Cassadine. My family, I'm the worst in my family. He said, my brother and sister are upstanding citizens. Matter of fact, you know firsthand about my sister. She goes, who's your sister? He said, Mayor Collins, dear Laura. And she looks at him like, oh. And just about that point, Heather comes up from behind. Don't talk to my daughter, Renault. You stay away from her. And he looks up at Heather. She's here to see me, not you. So he looked at her. He said, then you should have been on time for your visit. So anyway, Cyrus gets up and Heather's like, take a walk, right? And he just looks at her as he walks by. See, because in the real deal, Heather holds no candle to Cyrus Renault. Cyrus could have her taken out like that. Heather don't have that kind of muscle, right? Now, mind you, Heather has been transferred. So that was one of the articles that Esme got from Alexis's box. Heather was transferred from Darkham, a sane asylum, to Pittenville. Because they're looking like, no. You ain't getting away with that crazy act anymore. You're going to do some more hard. You're going to do some harder time, right? You're not going to be able to paint and do macrame and paper mache and everything else. You're going to be in prison. So they've got her and Cyrus together. So now we're going to have Heather, Cyrus, Drew, but you know, now Drew's off doing his movie. We may not see or hear from Drew in a good while, which is okay. Although, oops, with the actor strike, we're not going to be seeing none of them, right? Gee, we're counting down the days when our soaps just won't be on anymore. So anyway, Heather is telling Esme that she was so happy she came to see her, blah, blah, blah. And she's more like Esme was more like her than she wanted to admit to, but you finally realize it, huh? And Esme's like, I'm nothing like you or my father. She says, my son Ace will never know who his grandparents were or my adopted, you know. She goes, so Heather goes, look, no, Esme says, I just want to know one thing. Why did you do it? Why did you abandon me like that? And Heather said, I did it for you. I knew with me influencing you and Ryan influencing you, you wouldn't have stood a chance. I made sure your adoptive parents, they had money. You were raised actually in a very nice environment. I saw to that, right? And so she says something about, well, Ace will never know anything about, you know, his grandparents or my adoptive parents. And so Heather looked at her and she said something about, you know, they died in a car accident Oh, Heather says, oh, yeah, you sure won't want him to know about their demise. And she goes, demise? They died in a car accident. And Heather looked at her and, really? Is that what that Cassadine told you? Is that what he really told you? Uh-huh. They met their demise like Oz Haggerty, that bartender, almost met his demise with you. And she looked at Heather. She says, wait, what? Are you trying to say I had something to do with the death of my adoptive parents? And Heather says, look, that's here nor there. That's old news. I don't even want, we ain't even gonna talk about that. But I'm saying, Esme, you know, I love you. And everything I've done, I've done because I love you. And she goes, you killed people with a hook. That has nothing to do with love for me. And she says, those people I felt were wronging you and had wronged you. A mother will do anything to protect her child, just like I know you'll do anything to protect your child. And Esme says, yes, I will, but I will never, unlike you, I'll never abandon my child. Ace is with me. And so Heather, Esme, she goes, you know what? I knew it was a mistake, me coming here talking to you. So she gets up and Heather says, let me tell you something, Esme. You and I are more alike than you ever want to admit. She says, and you know this, I am the only one who's going to accept you for exactly who you are. And the look on Esme's face, because she goes, you do not need that Cassadine. And she goes, yes, I do. He is helping me with Ace. He truly loves Ace and blah, blah. She goes, you know what? You got this fairy tale family going on. She goes, that ain't going to last long. Heather saw through that right, quickie, snippy. It's a little fairy tale family we got going with Spencer. And Esme, I do need him. Oh, see, there we go. That's why she's trying to sabotage Trina. Got her memory back or not, right? So then let's get to the good part. The good part is Sasha back at the pool. You know, paramedics are there getting ready to take Cody out. And the police have come because, oh, Sasha was going to go in for the kill because she still kept thinking she was seeing Cyrus. And Maxie kneels down near Cody and says, Sasha, stop it. This is Cody. And Sasha's like, wait, Cody. She goes, yes, this is Cody. She goes, but I was seeing Cyrus Renault. I saw Cyrus Renault. And so she goes, she stands up and she drops the knife and she looks at her hands and she goes, I don't know what's happening to me. I don't know. And so she backs up and Gladys was happy about it, right? She really was. Gladys comes over, come over here, And so Maxie goes, I got to make a phone call. Maxie goes and makes a phone call. And I think she was calling Sam, telling Sam they were taking Cody to GH, right? So she comes back, the officer is talking to Sasha, and Maxie goes, officer, she does not need to be arrested. Can't you see? Something is wrong with her. She's clearly not right. And mind you, the interview girl was taking footage of the whole thing, right? Mm-hmm. Yep. And so he goes, yeah. And he had the little stabbing weapon, paring knife in an evidence bag. He goes, yeah, and here's the evidence. And she goes, no, there's clearly a reason. Maxie goes to her purse. She goes, and she knew exactly what she was looking for. She took the bottle of pills out. She goes, see, these are antidepressants. Sasha has a mental health condition, and sometimes everyone knows that depressants don't always mix with mental health conditions. And so the interviewer says, yes, that is true. They could cause damage. And I'm thinking, oh, y'all doctors now. Then Maxie, you should be looking at the name of the doctor on that pill bottle who prescribed it to Sasha. And my thing is, when did you find out she was taking these antidepressants, Maxie? Because I don't recall that scene. Does anybody else recall that scene? Because if she had that should have done send up a red flag for her right then and there. So that was a little faux pas in writing. There was no way Maxie should have known about that. And if she did, she should have never allowed Sasha to be interviewed. She should be raising a bunch of questions with any and everybody other than Gladys, who cares for Sasha, like maybe Sonny. Listen, Sonny, Sasha's prescribed this, blah, blah, and I don't know, something's not right. This needs to be checked into, right? So anyway, he says, well, we're going to take her to General Hospital for a psych eval. So he's going to handcuff her. She goes, are handcuffs necessary? And Maxie's saying that. He goes, yeah, as he holds up the evidence bag again with the bloody knife in it, right? So Gladys goes, don't worry, Sasha, I'm going to go with you. And he looked at her, the officer. He looked at Gladys and he goes, you are not going to ride in the squad car with Miss Corbin, or she may be Gilmore again, with Miss Gilmore. And Gladys just looks, right? So Sam gets to the hospital. She's there with Cody. And Cody's steadily trying to get up out the bed, saying he got to check on Sasha. He's got to see, because he told her Sasha did this. Because she goes, okay, what have you gotten yourself into this time? He goes, I didn't get myself into anything. He said, Sasha did this. And she goes, Sasha? He goes, yeah. And he says, but the thing is, I was looking at her. Something is clearly off. Something was wrong. And then she was saying something like she thought she was looking that I was Cyrus Renault. See, Cody didn't know anything about Cyrus Renault. And so Sam says, Cyrus Renault terrified Sasha for months. She should have told him. He also gave her an overdose. Right? And so Cody's like, no, he's trying to get out the bed. She goes, Cody, what are you trying to do? He goes, I got to go check on Sasha. I've got to go check on Sasha. So Sam points. She goes, look, there's no place for you to go to check on her. And he looks, and there's Sasha handcuffed to the wheelchair. And the nurse is getting ready to wheel her up, probably to the either the psych ward or watch. They're going to put her in the psych ward at the hospital, which is a room, really. And that same doctor that prescribed those pills is going to be her doctor. Same doctor. And then he's going to say, you've probably been not taking them as prescribed. Or he's going to say, okay, or I'm going to take this prescription away. We'll see what he does. Or he's going to tell her, you're not taking them as prescribed, take them as directed. No, with all my other patients, this works hand in hand. See, still going to lie to her. But the good news is the information about the pills is out, because the next time Maxie talks to Cody, Maxie's going to tell that Sasha's on antidepressants, because she's going to be trying to plead Sasha's case to Cody. So anyway, that was it, everybody. That's it for today's episode of General Hospital. Let's go to Comic Corner. Comic Corner. Andrea says Gladys needs to pay for what she's doing to Sasha. I can't stand watching that too as well. You know what? I just get upset about that. I really do. I mean, come on now. And then Andrea also says, to be honest, the only reason I tune into GH right now is for Trina and Spencer, and they are dropping the ball on their storyline. A lot of the storylines on General Hospital, I don't like. And Esme is getting away with what she did to Trina and Jocelyn and Cameron, and they tried to give her a new start over, but the viewers don't like it. And Esme should pay for what she's done, what she did. And Spencer and Trina cannot even have a love scene for the constant interruptions between Trina and Spencer. And then Deborah says, I don't like Gladys at all. She is so wrong. How could she do this? I hope Cody is okay. Poor Sasha. She will be put in the hospital for sure. Hope the hospital gives Sasha a blood test. Or Max is going to tell her, hey, this is what she's on. But you know what? The name on the prescription in that bottle may not be what's going to be in Sasha's system. That's going to be interesting. Wondering if Sonny can smell a rat. He knows Gladys didn't want Sasha to get her independence. Wait until Sam thinks about all the money Gladys has been spending. I hope Cody comes clean with Sam. Gladys is so ungrateful. Lisa says, if the spoilers are true, Curtis divorces Portia. It is karma kicking her in her rear end. She won't let her daughter be with the man she loves. Why should she get all these chances with being with Curtis when she won't let Spencer and Trina work through their own forgives with each other? Well, really, Trina and Spencer don't have anything to forgive each other for. They need to be working on just, figuring out a way, how can their relationship move forward with what's in Spencer's life, right? And Lisa says, Gladys started the big fight and it's getting Sasha to take more pills. Gladys started the big fight with Cody. Sasha is fine and Gladys is trying to make Sasha look bad and her getting into a fight. Maxie should have stopped that interview. Sasha freaking out and Gladys getting physical with Cody. Sasha's thinking Cyrus is attacking Gladys. I can't believe that Sasha stabbed Cody in the back because Gladys is drugging Sasha because she wants her money. They need to stop with this storyline. Juanita says, I do not like the current Molly. Ooh, the brand new one, nope, doesn't fit one bit to me. I don't like it at all. Look, not that I don't like her. I don't like her in this part. This is not a good a recast for Molly. And I hope it's not permanent, but they did say the part of Molly Lansing Davis is now being played by, when they say is now being versus temporary being, I don't like it, right? Lisa says, I wish Trina had heard what Portia said to him. Lisa says she is great at telling him off. Esme stealing the papers from Alexis' office is getting sick of her, or Alexis is getting sick of her. I hate that Taggart is drinking way too much. He is never sober anymore after finding out the truth, that he's not Trina's birth father. Portia is being rude to him. She must be Spencer. She's saying that he shouldn't say. Oh, she's saying to him what she won't say in front of Trina. Of course, that's exactly how she's working. Trina has no idea of the things Portia's saying to Spencer. And then Lisa also said, did Christina say to Molly, did Christina not see Molly's car when she pulled up? I know. Hello. Why did they replace Holiday? I don't know. Mia Kriegel. I'm glad Alexis confronted Esme about her going through her files. She was rummaging for information about herself. Lucy said, too bad for Sasha. What drugs made her hallucinate and see Cyrus Renault? Well, the doctor told Gladys, oh yeah, people gonna really notice she's acting different and she'll be seeing things, right? LaShunta says Gladys knew what she was doing. Yep, she wanted Sasha unhinged. That girl is going to end up at Ferncliff or Shady Brook. I'm so mad. Her money's just at risk. I hope they find a bin in her system. Find a bin in her system. What is that? Nina ain't told Sonny nothing or hasn't told Sonny nothing. Someone put the pieces together. PE says, who is worse, or the most selfish, Gladys or Cody? Gladys. Why doesn't he tell Sasha what Gladys is doing? I don't understand that either. He could have simply just said, look at your finances, look at your books, girl. So he'll get busted for illegal gambling, not a real life sentence offense. He should know Mac will help him. I wish Brando would come to Gladys in a nightmare and scare the pieces out of her. She totally is out of control. Sasha is drugged. What is Gladys's excuse? Let me see. I'm gonna skip down. Let's see, what is Gladys's excuse? LaShanta says Sasha Gilmore is going on maternity leave. She just had her daughter in May. It was May 22nd she had her daughter. So yeah, the show should be catching up to that soon. This is telling you how far ahead the writing has been on the show, because it'll be 2 months and 2 days. 2 days from now, it'll be 2 months since Sasha had her baby, right? I'm glad that Curtis Hansford woke up, and he's probably paralyzed. Yes, he is. Linda says, I'm happy that Sonny got an earful of Austin's mess, and he can now dig deep down into who Austin is to protect Avery. Annette says, the stabbing was uncalled for. We all knew something was going to break loose with the drug story. Pretty lady wearing a hat. What do you think about the story? I don't like the story one bit. I understand that they had to do something to write Sasha off for her maternity leave, but see, there's no way Gladys should be able to get away with what she's getting away with. I would rather they had written the story that Gladys got busted in your face and Sasha couldn't handle the fact that Gladys deceived and betrayed her in the worst possible way, and then that Sasha needed to get some help, and she goes to Shady Brook just to get her mind right after what Gladys did to her, right? I could see that versus what they've had her just do some horrible things. I don't like it. Sabrina says, hey, Daily Recap Lady, you should have been the writer, producer, and director of this episode. I totally agree with everything you said about Esme, Gladys, Spencer, Portia, and poor Sasha. Sasha's going to end up in Ferncliff or Shady Brook. Regarding both Molly replacements, they are too old. It wouldn't surprise me if they aged the character of TJ. Just a thought. I hope not. Not to fit replacement actors. He's been on the show for a number of years now. So no, he's not the one that needs to be replaced. It's these replacements. They need to find a good one. Tulip says, I hope they checked Sasha's blood and find the prescription drugs and the doctor ordered for her at the hospital. I bet you they're not prescription at all. Richard says, another great review, Daily Recap Lady. Thank you for keeping us laughing. Ron says, this Molly doesn't fit. She's overplaying her part. She needs to take it down 6 notches. And Sam should have cut her off. It's like she wants to be the center of attention. Gladys would get serious jail time. When caught, it's time she's exposed. I agree. Tulip said, this Molly is better than the other Molly. The other Molly was this as a board. This is a board. I don't get that part. This one has a bit of a funny voice. She is more relaxed. Nah, I don't see her more relaxed. Lisa says, I'm tired of Gladys pushing Sasha to take more of the pills and starting a fight with Cody. She made him grab her arm to stop poking him. Now she's hallucinating and seeing Cyrus. Yes, that's it. And that's it for Comic Corner. Comic Corner. I'll be back tomorrow, but let's hope they do. I don't know. I'm not happy with some of the stories going on right now. Everybody, really, I'm just not. But anyway, it's General Hospital, right? So I'll be back for another daily recap, whether I like it or not.